Hey, what's up? Hello. So, I've got something to say. This is a series where I have something to say. I've thought a lot about it, probably a little bit too much, and I'm gonna lay it all out there for you. If you want to listen to me, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. But today I'm going to talk about something that is very important and really, really huge in my own life, and I'm sure is really, really huge in everyone else's life. And that is the concept of what I like to call yo-yo health. What's that? Basically, it's that inconsistency of life, right? Going from really, really healthy to really, really not, and then back again. Starting with the goal in mind, but fizzling out after a while because you've lost motivation, so you go right back to the habits you had before, and then repeating the process again and again and again. And I want to talk about how we change that, what it means to move from inconsistent motivation to second nature discipline. Because I hear people say all the time as a personal trainer, they've stopped their diet, stopped working out because they've lost their motivation. That's the word. Motivation. Because leading a healthy lifestyle or achieving any goal is not about keeping motivation. It's about building discipline. And there's a difference. Excuse you? Can I help you? All right. I guarantee that you will notice a difference in your day-to-day when you practice discipline as opposed to relying on motivation. How do we make discipline second nature? First thing, find a regular schedule. Whether you have a typical 9 to 5,
Go to work.
or a schedule that changes every single day like mine, there's always a 45-minute block somewhere in there that you can assign to whatever you're attempting to accomplish. Whatever your goal is, you can find 45 minutes a day to put towards it. If it's the gym, say 1 week you're gonna go to the gym every morning before work at 7 a.m. Try it for a week and see if that works for you. It's okay if it doesn't. The next week, try a different time. Go in the afternoons after work instead, but make sure you prepare for this ahead of time. Make your decision when you're gonna go and plan for that. Make sure you've packed your gym bag. Make sure you have water and your headphones, or make sure you have a snack. That way, you're prepared and you don't have an excuse. Say, oh, I can't go, I forgot my headphones. Oh, I can't go, don't have any water. Oh, can't go, I'm hungry. You're not supposed to work out when you're hungry. All of these are excuses that you can avoid if you plan. So that's the first step, finding that time and committing to it, whatever it is you're doing. And you can apply this time assignment to whatever your goal is. Meal prep, if you're trying to write, researching, whatever you want to do, find 45 minutes to just do it. But Paige, I could say that all day long. I can put that in my calendar, but when it comes time to do it, I don't do it. Right. So here's where the harder part of this comes in. Accountability. This is often the hardest part of building discipline. Some people are naturally self-driven and can kick their own butts into gear whenever they fall off the wayside. Others, like myself, are not that way. So there are multiple ways that you can hold yourself accountable to do whatever it is you've assigned yourself to do at that given point in time.
So just do it!
One of those things, write it down. Put a sticky note on your mirror, journal by your bed so you look at it every morning. Put that time in your calendar and set an alarm for it so that it goes off and you're like, oh, I said I was gonna do that. That's one way. If you know for a fact that you will not be accountable to yourself, find another person you trust to be your accountability partner. And this is harder for some people than it is for others. Not because some people have more friends than others. It's not a popularity contest. It's a vulnerable thing to go to another person and say, hey, I want to do this. I'm struggling to do it and I need your help. It's humbling. And if you're a prideful person, people are, whether they want to admit it or not, sometimes that's hard to do, but try it. Find somebody you trust. Ask to text them after you've completed your assigned goal for that day. Just to text them and be like, hey, I did the thing. That's one way. That way you have to text somebody that you did it. And then if you don't text them, ask them to be like, hey, did you do your thing? After 3 weeks of that consistency, let them go. You have to let them go. Your keeping goal time should become a habit or start to be a habit after 3 weeks' time. Once you've hit that 3-week mark, don't stop. Keep going and look forward to your time every day. But Paige, what if something happens? Like, what if my car breaks down? What if I get an extra project at work, break my arm? What if I go on vacation? Look, life happens. And some days we just can't get to the gym or do our meal prep or write that article at our assigned time. So what do? First response is, if you have an assigned time and you can't do whatever you're looking to do at that assigned time, see if there's another 45 minutes in your day and see if you can fit it in. Really, really try. If you can't, then don't stress it. Let the day go and get back into it the next day. That being said, discipline is often used in the real world as meaning doing something even when you really don't want to do it. And as I said before, life happens and sometimes we just can't do our daily thing that we need to do. However, there is a difference between life taking you away from your thing for a day and you making excuses not to do your thing for a day. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. There's a difference between life taking you away from your goal for one day and you making excuses to not do your goal.
Don't give me excuses. Give me results.
So, finding the difference is easier than you think. Just ask yourself 3 questions. Do I want to get my goal done? The answer should always be yes. But if no, then you need to evaluate why. Are you mentally tired? That's okay. Start doing your goal anyway and see how you feel. If you begin to feel better after you start doing your goal, then you're good and you were just trying to make excuses. But if you're still tired and drained after starting your time with your goal, then give yourself permission to take a break.
I'm taking a nap.
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
It's okay, but try it first and then see where you are. Do you still want to achieve this goal? There may be bad mental days where you just hate everything about your plan and want absolutely nothing to do with it, but discipline is about doing it anyway. If you really feel strongly about not doing it, fine, stop. But make sure you take time the next day to evaluate and make sure that your goals align with what you want to do in life. Only you
can prevent forest fires.
Are responsible for that. If you find that what you've been attempting to do does not align with where you want to go in life or what you want to accomplish, that's fine, but evaluate what that next goal needs to be and make sure that those coincide. Question number 3, do I have any other time that I can do my goal, like we talked about earlier? If yeah, make sure you write it down and get it done. If not, then that's just life, making you too busy that day. Truly. So, get back on the routine the next day after today's craziness is done. I've already said that, and that's really all it is. So, let's take all of this down into actionable steps. How do we move from fleeting motivation to get a goal done to second nature discipline in achieving the goal? First, find a goal you've been wanting to achieve or a habit that you've wanted to start forever. That's step 1. Find your thing. Step 2, write it down. Write it down. Write down your goal or your habit where you can see it every day. Step 3, mark off time in your calendar. Whatever time you have, every day, every other day, once a week, whatever it is, write it down in your calendar so that when you look at your calendar every day, it's there. Make sure it's consistent, okay? Consistency is key. Whatever you decide, whether it's daily, bi-weekly, monthly, make it consistent because the more consistently you do it, the more ingrained in your head it is. Number 4, accountability. Keep yourself accountable. Either find an accountability partner or implement ways to remind yourself to accomplish your goal every day. And finally, get to 3 weeks or 21 days of consistency in your time. Celebrate it and then keep going. It takes 21 days to build a habit. It takes 90 days to build a lifestyle. Keep going. And that's my advice for moving out of a yo-yo style lifestyle. If you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. Comment down below what you think if you have anything you want to say, because I said my piece. If you've got something to say, let me know. Let's talk about it. Hit that button down there to subscribe, and I'll see you next time when I've got something else to say. Bye!